Cool, welcome to lab 4, and this is the lab we're going to riding bike and then figure out the relationship between breathing rate, heart rate, and with the biking power output. This is the hardware part. Hardware we're going to use. Lab Quiz Mini will connect to the speedometer and the PC, and a tablet where has the Wahoo app on it to control the to monitoring the heart rate, and then the sensor on the back. The nose clip helps you not breathing through the nose. And then this is the speedometer. The speedometer has a filter connect to one end, and then having the mouthpiece connect to the other end. So you will breathe through the mouthpiece, and while you're having the nose clip on your nose. So in that case, you can only breathe through your mouth, and then the sensor will monitor your breathing rate. And then this is the heart rate band, and then how to use it is you have the sensor placed on your forearm and then just below the elbow, and it has to be placed on inside of your forearm, and then turn it on. Once you see the blue light is blinking, then let's turn it on. And then let's go to check out our bike and then power sensors. So here is our bike, and then we got bike. We got sensors here. This is the sensor to monitoring the power output, and it can also stimulate the resistance. Like you can choose on the app. Like simulate you are climbing a mountain, you are having heavy duty like slope angles, etc. And on top of that, we also have a cadence sensor on the back, where it monitoring the revolutions per minute, the speed on the pedal. And then we have also a fan for options to cool volunteers down. So here on the tablet, we have the Wahoo app that we're going to use to monitoring the power output of the back, the cadence sensor, and then the heart rate sensor on the subject. What we're going to do is we're going to click recording. And we're going to find the 4 variables that we're going to record. And then to get it on some values power to a real testing is to have a volunteer on the back, and then try to do some backing to see if the value is changed. Like now, it's good to go. To begin this with the speedometers and the biking experiment, let's do the hardware setup at first. So like what we're doing previously, we have the Lab Quiz Mini connect to the PC. When you see the green song, it means recognize. And then you have the speedometer connect to one of the 3 channel on the Lab Quiz Mini. Just choose whatever you like, and then you should see the flow rate pops out on the screen, which means the PC recognize the sensor. And then you also need to have the filter and the mouthpiece to complete the experiment. This mouthpiece is a single use, and then the filter can be reused for several times. And this is a new one, so we're going to remove the package. Having the filter on the side, we label the inlet. So have this on like that. Squeeze that in, make it quite stable and then tight. And then connect to the mouthpiece at the other end. That's the fully set up. And now the experiment should start with the Wahoo app monitoring. So click start, so it will record at this stage heart rate be the most important one, and we're not going to stop it until we're not going to stop the Wahoo app recording until the end of this experiment. And then next is to having this nose clip on the nose. I will talk you. And and I have the volunteer sit down. And the volunteer can only breathe through the filters. So once we click start on the lower probe, it's time to having the clips on and the brace for 5 minutes. Okay. After times 5 minutes, you should stop and save the file. This one should name with resting breathing rate. Save. And then we continue on the Wahoo app. So what we're going to do is we have the Wahoo app placed on the on a chair, so the person who write it back can see the cadence rate while they're writing it, because they need to keep above 80 revolutions per minute. And then it's long enough, I think so. So the next thing to do is writing it back for 5 minutes. And then keep the cadence rate above 80, and then record the spill rate and the heart rate for first 5 minutes on the back. Now it starts. Can you clear last one, then start with a new. So we're going to clear last frame, latest frame, and then start with a new collection. After first 5 minutes by, this is the end of the time to start the spirometer. Using spirometer to monitor the rate, and the one of the other team will save the data, and then be ready for after 20 minutes spike for another bracing rate recording, and then during the rest of the biking 15-minute time, the volunteer needs to keep the cadence above 80 on the app, and then the heart rate and the power are not stopped to continue to monitor until the end of the bike. So after 20 minutes of biking, the Wahoo app is continuing to monitoring the heart rate, so no stop. And then the volunteer needs to have the spirometer on immediately to catch the last 5 minutes spurt rate, bracing rate. So clicked. Now and then erase. After 5 minutes post backing recording, stop the monitoring of the Waffle app, and then end it with share of Dropbox and email, and then save. Once you see clearly successfully saved, now it is time to first save the file. And goes to online, log into Dropbox. It's the account pre-saved. And then the password is here. So we type it in. Once you save the password, it shows the login. And then confirm on the tablet. And click continue. Continue. And back to Dropbox. Set for later. And then we find the most recent one, which is today. And then we click download. And then save. Open the folder. And we found the app on the desktop. And we browse where we save the file, and download, and today, and open, and select where we want to save. And for now we're just on the desktop, and then give a name. Let's say Jeff Viking, and click convert. And then save this, and then Excel on the desktop. And now this is the file. And then if we goes to lower, we'll say the speed, cadence, power, and so on. Don't be afraid if those be empty, because you're not performing that sort of data until 5 minutes later. And also will be blank for the last 5 minutes. Cool. Always double check before you leave